So Nightmare Mode for Dying Light 2 is finally here, and overall it's a pretty impressive update, but there is one aspect that I personally think is completely unnecessary and therefore makes no sense to me. Now, I'm not going to reel off everything they've changed here, so if you want a full breakdown then you can check out the patch notes at pilgrimoutpost.com. This is just going to be a short video to see if anyone feels the same as me about the new limited HUD feature when playing on Nightmare Mode. Okay, I must admit that I'm not someone who enjoys playing games at super hardcore difficulties, but I was definitely interested to find out how the changes had affected the simple XP farming methods in the game. However, it appears that there's no XP incentive to use Nightmare Mode for regular combat and parkour skills, as the 5x XP boost only applies to leisure levels, so unless you are someone who simply loves a challenge, then Nightmare Mode is purely an end game feature when it comes to rewards, apart from more higher rarity drops. The reduction of roaming volatiles found on the rooftops and removing them from level 1 chases in normal mode has certainly made farming for parkour XP much safer now, so that's a good thing for anybody who's struggled with that before. But combat farming in Nightmare Mode when you have low health and stamina levels is very tough now, as volatiles can kill you in just a few hits, so again, it's really only for players who have maxed out on both skill trees and inhibitors, unless of course you love pain. My only real issue with this update is that I cannot track my XP progress in Nightmare Mode, as that is one of the elements affected by the limited HUD. Now, that may seem like a minor quibble to some, but for anyone who purely uses the higher difficulty settings to farm XP, then it's crazy that I cannot even toggle that option on anymore, as Nightmare Mode literally disables it in the HUD menu. Now, I get that some players prefer the immersion you get from hiding the HUD elements, but surely that was the whole point of having a customizable HUD menu in the first place. I mean, if anyone really wanted to play that way, then the option was already there before the update, and locking those options out and removing the choice entirely seems like a pointless and pretty unnecessary thing to do in my opinion. Techland did invite me to take part in a playtest of the Nightmare update so that I could give my input on improving it, but I didn't have time to get involved in the process due to work commitments sadly. I know that some of the other big Dying Light creators did have a big influence on how it turned out though, and they definitely deserve some praise for helping to make it happen, but I wish now that I'd have been involved so that I could give some pushback on whoever came up with the limited HUD idea. As I said earlier though, the Nightmare update overall is pretty decent. I just hope that they see my point about disabling the HUD options and give us back the ability to choose in future. So what do you think? Do you agree that removing the ability to customize the HUD elements is unnecessary? Or do you think that it's a perfectly reasonable decision? Let me know in the comments as always, and if you enjoyed the video then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.